Tony asked, I use the M30X headphones, and the mix sounds good on headphones and sucks on other sources. Why? I like that.
Mixing on headphones never translates.
Well,
because you don't have a sense of space.
Yes, it's not that it never translates. It's that it's an incomplete source of it's just incomplete. But so how is it incomplete? Sorry, I interrupted you. You're saying a sense of space, like of actual air moving and low end moving and being in your body and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I can tell when someone mixes in headphones all the time.
What's different?
The mids are sucked out. Sounds a bit more claustrophobic and throaty, like it's in your throat, which is like a low mid build-up thing because it feels warm in headphones, or depending on the headphones. And then in other headphones, it sounds too woofy down there, and people thin it out, and then it sounds like there's not enough forward space, and everything sounds pushed back. Versus like modern music, everything sounds like up against the glass and forward and energetic. A headphone mix can sound too close in proximity and too woofy. And like I said, it's in your throat. It kind of gives you this weird claustrophobic feeling. Or the opposite is if that's sucked out, depending on it feels too flat and backwards and pushed back against the wall instead of in front of you. And those are two. You can do that obviously with speakers too, but you're working against yourself because there's no reflection. There's no sense of space. So you don't really have translation to real world environments. And I think that's what, at least what I feel when I've ever tried to mix in headphones.
The why is, go ahead.
I don't think mixing in headphones is going to make it sound good in other headphones either. You're mixing for that one very specific pair of headphones. So yeah, sure. If you were going to mix for AirPods, I could deal with an argument coming from that, millions of people listen exclusively in AirPods and on iPhones. So sure, go for it.
Let's talk about what is actually happening that's different, and not just what does it sound like, but why does it sound that way? And I guess I haven't really thoroughly thought this through. I mean, I guess like closed back headphones do something to the way that you're perceiving sound. A lot of times when you're building a studio, people are you setting up a monitor setup? They're like, okay, you need to get rid of a certain kind of reflection and you need to trap the bass so things aren't bouncing around too much. But it is actually really important to have space for things to move around. And I'm not exactly sure why that is, but if you have something... If you have something that's completely dead, you are missing some amount of how things are going to translate both in the real world, and you're not getting a full... It's the reason people don't mix in anechoic chambers. You're not looking for no reflections. You're looking for even, minimal, asymmetrical... I said asymmetrical and even, but meaning that you won't get buildups of certain frequencies by having parallel surfaces and whatnot.
One step backwards. Without walls, without reflections, there's no sound, right? So you need reflections for sound, and
you don't need reflections for sounds, but you do need because you can listen to things in an anechoic chamber. You hear things, it goes straight from the speaker and it does not reflect and goes straight into your ear. So reflections are an important part of sound that people don't think about, but you can have this. That's why, headphones work, because there's no reflections. It goes, I guess it reflects off your ear in some way, but if you have headphones that are doing
that's what I was about to say.
Yeah. So you're getting a sort of incomplete picture. And for whatever reason, there's lots of chat in the chat right now. I'm so curious about that. I've never actually thought this through. Why is it that a great speaker setup is so much better? And there's other thing too, like I've used those Grado headphones that are actually open back and they're more like ear speakers, and those are better, but they still don't quite translate. And it's not just low end that moves your body, although that's really, really important. Even if you have 8-inch speakers, just having like 50 cycles, feeling 50 cycles versus hearing 50 cycles, it doesn't matter how deep the headphones go. Oh man, there's so much good. We're going to talk about this in Discord after, I think. Anechoic monitoring is super fatiguing, painful. Yes, Spider said there's something about reflections that are a really important part of hearing.
Yeah,
so
honestly, No, I love it. I don't feel qualified to speak on the difference. I can just go anecdotally. The sense of space is near non-existent mixing in headphones, and that's how it translates. Things tend to sound like I said, either way too forward or way too far back. And there's usually no in between, which is what you want, which is a balance of depth and perspective. So I don't know. I don't know why. I think headphones are a great way to vibe out and listen to music and have privacy and not, annoy people in life. I was just at the gym this morning, and this woman was working out to a class that that was like really loud and really annoying. I was like, why doesn't she have AirPods in? Like, the gym has 4 people in it. It's very quiet. Why is she doing this? Just like, that seems rude. That's why headphones are there.
Yeah, there's lots of good discussion in the chat. I think we'll probably continue it on the Discord. It is an interesting topic. There is something.
There's going to be a lot
headphones.
of opinions.
Well, yeah, that's
like, I'm not interested in giving my opinion on why not mix.
I'm interested in you giving your opinion. I'm interested.
I'm very not.
All right. Well, I'll just give my opinion then.
Yeah.
I mean, look. I think also almost everybody is, and even if you do have almost everybody is not working with a quote unquote perfect monitoring setup, and there's also lots of disagreement about what that is. Yes. So even if you have the thing that you understand super well, it's still worth having a car test or taking it out of the room or standing in a different spot in your room. There's something about hearing music with reflections where you're just, nothing's going to change if you do this. Whereas if you sit back in your speaker setup, you get a more in-depth perspective. And yes, there's people saying in the chat, like, Toomey mixed one of Thug's albums in a car. Skrillex was doing stuff on headphones on the road. There's lots of people that do it successfully, just like there's lots of stories of people doing lots of things successfully with minimal gear or compromised situations or whatever. But
yeah,
in all likelihood, for the long term, you want something where you can get the widest range of mixes and genres and sounds to translate. So doing things exclusively in headphones just limits your ability to hear things, to actually experience how things are going to translate in the real world. But I think beyond this, we can go on the Discord, and I gotta hit up Spider and Rory. I want to have them on and have them say crazy things about the nuances of all this, because they're so great.
Those people that you mentioned, Skrillex, for example, these people have success for many different reasons, and they're able to do what they do in headphones, or he's able to do what he does in headphones, despite the headphones, not because of them. He's not great because he's in headphones. He does it out of necessity, and he's extremely talented and gifted. And those are some great mixes. They're very, very obnoxiously forward, and
they're specific. They're very specific to his sound and his thing.
To his sound. So if you're chasing Skrillex, you will lose. And it's very simple. Skrillex is
chasing
Skrillex,
anything, it's not going to be as good. That's like we're talking about the beginning of this. Like, if you chasing is But hey, look, if you make great shit in your Beats headphones and that works for you, amazing. Yeah. Like,
I think the success. So I was going to say something earlier about when we're talking about sonic relevance and staying relevant. I think your relevance and your success is based on how much you're getting asked to participate in records. So if you're doing records in your Beats headphones and you're getting hired and hired and hired to do records that sound like you do in your Beats headphones, keep working in those damn Beats headphones.
Yeah.
Maybe get a reference point and get a room someday, but I don't find anything wrong with success that is consistent and trust is being built in whatever you're using.
Yeah.
That's why I don't want to give my opinion that, directly, I guess.
Thanks for watching. Just a reminder, all of this content is free. There's no secret knowledge here. There's no Patreon. We don't read ads. We don't have sponsors. We're just trying to build a knowledge base. All that we ask in return is that you share it with somebody. Thanks so much.